Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Waugh, President of the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, also known as RECO. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate DG Jim Ferguson's achievements in District 5370 during the 2021 Rotary year, and to introduce Donna Barrett as the incoming District Governor on the 1st of July, 2021. We acknowledge that Rotary District 5370 is located on Treaty 6, Treaty 8, and Treaty 11 lands. This is the traditional territory and an ancient gathering place of many Indigenous peoples for thousands of years. We recognize that we are all treaty people and have a responsibility to become aware of our shared history, understand the spirit and intent of the treaties, and by doing so that we can honor the past, be aware of the present, and create a just and caring future built upon peace, friendship, and understanding. Throughout today's program, we will also highlight some of the great work being done through our RECO projects in Northwest Territories, Guatemala, Mexico, and Nepal. And you will hear from some of our RECO members who are very proud to congratulate DG Jim for successfully leading the district through a challenging year. And as most of you are aware, Jim is a charter member of RECO. So, without further ado, let's learn how Rotary opened opportunities in District 5370 during this past year and how we will all serve to change lives in 2021-22.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits.
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Janet Stead is RECO's committee chair for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Please contact Janet to find out how RECO has supported this worthy project in the Northwest Territories since 2014.
Hi, and thanks for watching another Imagination Moment by Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. For many years now, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library has worked with our wonderful partners and program champions to mail tens of millions of books to children throughout the USA, Canada, and the United Kingdom.
Well, hard to believe that our Rotary year is over, and what a year that it was. A running joke among my district governor classmates is that we were all PDGs when we started our year, pandemic district governors. So that would make all of our district club presidents PPs, pandemic presidents. We had a year like no other in history, with restrictions, lockdowns, vaccines, the overuse of the term pivot, COVID haircuts, forgetting to click on the two little boxes when sharing a video in Zoom, and a lot of upheaval. In January or February of 2020, we all started hearing of a virus in China, and over the months watched as it started getting established in other Asian countries, then Europe, the United States, and in Canada's eastern provinces, and in no time at all, in our district. The world's governments started trying to deal with this once-in-a-lifetime situation. And at the start of our Rotary year in July of 2020, we all had to go into a lockdown situation, both at the district and at the club level, to help slow down the infection rates among the population. For the district, we had to stop and discard planning that took months for an in-person district conference, our youth exchange programs, in-person youth programs, and on and on. Our office manager, Deneen, had to be super flexible and started working from her home office mostly. And then as restrictions were modified, kept the Orange Hub office open as she could, always with utmost safety in mind. I want to thank Deneen for all her hard work this year. I really enjoyed working with her. She's fantastic. Our district board, chairs, and committee members have worked really hard this past year as well, as they planned and succeeded to provide great learning opportunities and events for the district clubs. We had an outstanding district conference, Vision 2020, hosted by our E-Club, the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, known as RECO, which was followed up by a fantastic spring assembly, attended by Rotary International President Holger Knack, online foundation talks with past District Governor Tim Shields, multiple online information meetings, online district learning and membership events, and on and on. Rotary International for years has been asking clubs to be innovative and try to be flexible in meeting structures. And we've had a year where most of our clubs have switched from meeting in person to meeting online, trying new online fundraising, and using those funds to serve their communities. Some of our clubs have even had online galas, very professionally done with great speakers. The Rotary Club of Edmonton just hosted the first ever Virtual Integrity Awards. We've even added new Rotaract, Interact, and a new online Global Professional Satellite Club, and welcomed new members in our Rotary clubs this past year, which is a hard thing in a traditional terror club to do, when you can't physically meet together, but our pandemic presidents did it. Long-term district board members Nelson Scott and Carl Clayton will be stepping down at the end of this Rotary year to concentrate on helping their clubs. And I want to thank them for the service to the district. We really appreciate their work on the board and on the committees. I've worked very closely with the three ladies in this picture and would like to thank Ingrid, Tracy, and Donna for all the great advice, support, and leadership over the years. For the presidents of our clubs, it was not an easy, normal year, but you did an outstanding job. Thank you for your leadership, and most of all, for helping your communities out this last year. In the toughest year that we'll ever experience, you collected and donated groceries and money to support your local food banks. You prepared and distributed food to schools, seniors, and the homeless, and much, much more. In short, you made life better for people. And best of all, you gave our district communities hope in a very stressful time. In a few short weeks, as the vaccination rates continue to climb, we all now look forward to in-person gatherings, Rotary meetings, concerts, and being able to safely get together and enjoy fellowship. For the incoming club presidents, you have an outstanding district governor in Donna Barrett. She's experienced, having coordinated many district learning and development events over the years, thoughtful, even-keeled, compassionate, and very hardworking. We're all in great hands for the next Rotary year, and I look forward to her leadership. Most of all, I want to thank my wife Jocelyn and my family for all their support during my year. Jocelyn's help and guidance has been unwavering, and I'm really looking forward to spending more time with her, Ryan, Matt, Diane, and little Theo this upcoming year. In conclusion, just grab a little piece of Rotary and help your club out in whatever way that you can. Your club, your community, and the district will be much better off from your volunteer contributions.
So thank you very much. It was truly a great honor to serve as your district governor for the last year. So from Skeleton Lake, Alberta and the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, we're off to the Rotary Club of Edmonton Sunrise and your new district governor, Donna Barrett.
RECO has been a proud supporter of Project Amigo in Mexico for several years. We invite you to contact Ellie Contreras and Judy Brown to learn more about this educational program.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking DG Jim and his partner Jocelyn for leading us through an extraordinary year. Jim, who better than an E-Club member to lead us through Rotary's first E-year? We're so grateful to you for your positive attitude and steady hand as we work through this year. Going forward, I'm excited about the year ahead and our theme, Serve to Change Lives. This is Rotary's legacy. Incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta has asked us to focus on service and increasing the impact of service. Rotary Days of Service is an initiative of this year. RI President Shekhar Mehta has asked clubs to participate in at least one Rotary Days of Service activity during the Rotary year. An important aspect of Rotary Days of Service is inviting non-Rotarians to join service projects as a way of introducing them to Rotary and the value of Rotary membership. Now I want to put in a shameless plug for our first Rotary Days of Service initiative, co-sponsored by the Running Room, the Rotary Club of Edmonton Riverview, and District 5370, a Run Walk for Polio. This event is COVID-friendly, E-Club friendly, and will take place in early September. Participants can run or walk 5 or 10K on their own time, in their own community, alone, or in groups of whatever size is permitted by your local health authority. We encourage you to invite friends, family to participate with you. The proceeds will go to the Rotary Foundation, and the Rotary Foundation of Canada will provide tax-deductible receipts. Registrants will be asked to identify their club when they register, so donations will be credited to their club. I urge you to participate as a club or with your family and friends. Club visits. I think that the most important aspect of any DG year is the opportunity to connect with Rotarians and their clubs to learn about their strengths and how they have found innovative ways to promote Rotary's values. I'm looking forward to visiting clubs and learning how they're doing and how they're taking action to serve their communities and the world. We have so much to learn from each other. Jim, your club has been a world leader in modeling what Rotary can be. A network of people from around the globe who choose to work together collaboratively and do good in the world. As a group, you've found ways to stay connected, to serve both locally and internationally, and to grow Rotary. Creating a satellite club of former exchange students is another example of your innovation. You also hosted the district's very first virtual conference. At the district over the past year, we have expanded our ability to connect virtually. Although much of this was precipitated by COVID, we were already moving in this direction, in large part due to the size of our district. We have learned that we can include people when we hold meetings and learning sessions virtually. We will continue to increase our ability to do this in the upcoming year. However, we also want to create opportunities for human contact. I know that your club has used conferences as a time to connect and to socialize. By next spring, I hope we will be able to get together at the district conference in Edmonton at the Fantasyland Hotel on May 27th and 28th of 22. Our theme is Better Together, and the conference will be an opportunity to celebrate Rotary and getting together for the first time in 2 years. I hope you'll join us. More information about speakers and registration will be coming out early in the Rotary year. Again, to you, Jim and Jocelyn, and to Tammy for your leadership of your club this year, thank you. Keith, I wish you all the best going forward as you assume the role of club president. Finally, I want to commend everyone in this wonderful club for modeling a way forward for Rotary. Thank you.
With the help of generous donors and volunteers, Creating Opportunities for Guatemalans offers educational resources and support to poor children and their families in the small town of San Antonio, Aguas Caliente, a traditional Mayan pueblo near the city of Antigua, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The program's mission is to improve the future of Guatemalans living in poverty by providing young students with educational sponsorships and after-school support, and providing adults with literacy and vocational training. Their vision is to empower Guatemalans to break out of the cycle of poverty and become self-sufficient as a result of receiving an education. Co-founder and director of the program is Vicki Horsfield, also a RECO member. We are pleased to provide a student scholarship for this great program. Please visit their website and learn how they are improving children's lives in Guatemala.
All right, thank you so much again for joining us today. It's the Rotary Changeover event. We've got the movement of one district governor into a new year, a new theme with another district governor. It's a really exciting time to kind of see and reflect on what's happened this last year, especially during this crazy time, and then to see what the future is going to bring to us as we move into a new year and a new governor. Donna Barrett, thank you so much for joining us, and Jim Ferguson and his lovely wife Jocelyn. And sorry, I didn't introduce Bruce, Donna's lovely husband. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is super awesome.
Thanks for the lovely comment.
There you go. Lovely. Exactly, right? So we're going to go through a little bit of stuff, guys. I kind of want to just talk a little bit about, what's happened this last year. It's been a crazy year. For both, Jim and Jocelyn as a couple here and our district governor. It's you started out just kind of like going on the road. You were cruising all over the place, and all of a sudden the brakes get pumped.
Yeah, we had planned on going on the road and visiting all the clubs. You plan your year months in advance, and then we found out that with the COVID situation and the pandemic, all the plans were basically canceled and everything was online. So being a member of an E-Club, in a sense, that was my natural forte, I guess.
is meeting online. So
Right.
yeah, so it was a very different year.
Yeah.
But it kind of fell into my lap, and yeah.
You kind of just rolled the punches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right on. And so did that change much of your vision for what you had planned? Like when you became governor, you kind of had an idea, all right, I'm going to go in this direction and we're going to do these things. And then COVID comes in. How does that like kind of change your direction on where you're going to go?
Well, for sure with the district committees, with the lockdown in Alberta, you know, the clubs weren't able to meet. We weren't able to get together. Programs like the Rotary Youth Exchange were stopped as well. So it was basically, how would you say, a time to reset, refocus. The clubs weren't actually able to meet. So it was a, how would you say, it was sort of a time that we had to find a new way to bring Rotary, and the clubs had to find new ways to serve. So a lot of the clubs switched to helping their food banks. A lot of the fundraising events had to be canceled, but we still found ways to, you know, to keep the clubs together and do service.
Yeah, all in all, over like it looked like a really successful year. So I'll move it over to Donna. So now Donna, coming in now as the new district governor, and we're kind of like lifting out of the pandemic now, and things are going to be changing a little bit, opening up a little bit more. How was your reflection of this last year, and how do you see it going into the new year as things open up for you?
Well, I think we learned a lot in Jim's year. And we learned that, I mean, we're a huge district, and I think we're the third largest Rotary district in the world. And the geography makes it challenging for people to come together at the district level. And so I think one of the sort of silver linings is that we learned to do a lot of district events virtually, which meant people could, it was more inclusive. We were able to bring more people together virtually than when people had to travel. But for myself, now things are just, they're still a little bit iffy. So I'm planning, my plan is, you know, to visit the clubs in person. But you know, we'll have to see, you know, but that's the way the schedule's planned. But we know we can change.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk a lot about like we're a large district and it's very spread out, and so going back on the road for you is going to be interesting because you've got a lot of driving, and Jim can attest to that. Jocelyn, I'm sure the weeks and times that your hubby is away there was a little tolling, was it?
Well, well, he wasn't really away.
Yeah.
He was in his man cave, basically,
Right.
for a whole year, because he'd have meetings from morning till night. But, you know, we took quite a bit of training, even the partners, on how we could assist our partner during his governor year. And so that role changed a lot for me, because I was supposed to be God, like governor's official driver, and plan all the...
I love that.
plan all the club visits ahead of time, schedule all the hotel rooms. That was my role. And so the role I played in Jim's year was very minimal, because we didn't do any of that.
Gotcha.
So, but...
just make sure he's up and he's got his coffee.
Had his coffee.
In front of that computer. You put a stick in his back to prop him up.
That's right. There's sort of like a big dent in the chair downstairs that he used.
I actually wore out my chair, my desk chair last year. Yeah, had to replace it. So many meetings.
Bruce, now moving over to you. Like, so now you're kind of, it's interesting because you guys are switching roles here. So now you're God. That's pretty well.
No, I'm the goddess's driver.
Goddess's driver. There you go.
I have to know my role, well.
So you guys go through training then as a partner to a district governor, really?
Yeah.
And so have you've done some of that already?
Yes. Yeah.
And what's that kind of like?
Well, some was in person, actually. We had a little bit in person before COVID hit, and then the rest has been online. I think, you know, because I'm a Rotarian, I've been a Rotarian for a while, and, you know, different roles in my club, I'm more familiar possibly with the role maybe than a lot of the other partners who weren't Rotarians. So I think a fair amount of information was already known. I think more of the learning took place in watching what Donna did this year to get ready for her district year, and the amount of work she's already put in. It's kind of difficult to imagine how much more work will be involved. So I can see why Jim's chair would have worn out.
Well, and then the kilometers will get put on the vehicles, especially if we're getting back to normal there. So it's really good to have and see that couples can be, partners in being Rotary members and pushing initiatives together. It's great to have that support, especially because it is a fair bit of work. Getting to know you over the year here, Jim, and now I'm going to have a chance to. We're all going to get a chance to get to know you, Donna, a little bit more. It is a lot of work, and so there's definitely an appreciation for what it is you guys do. Let's talk a little bit about the themes. So we had Rotary Opens opportunities for yourself here in your last stint. What did that mean to you, and what were some of the initiatives that you put together to live that theme or make that theme come to life?
Well, the Rotary Opens Opportunities there's the 3 doors, a Rotary, Rotaract, and Interact. Interact this year in Alberta was basically stopped. There are very, very few Interact clubs that were able to actually meet. So that's going to be a big challenge for next year, is to increase communication again with the Interact clubs. The Rotaract clubs, we have a couple of clubs that went silent during the pandemic. We had some very active Rotaract clubs. The Rotary clubs, initially when we started the year, they had to pivot pretty fast because some of the clubs weren't used to online meeting. They didn't know what it was all about. They were totally used for years to meeting in person. So the ideas that we had for increasing the Interact clubs and the Rotaract clubs have been kind of put on hold, but for this pandemic situation. But we're coming out of that now, and there's going to be more activity. And I think this last year we had more of a focus on the Rotaract clubs, getting to know them at the district level, getting some good representation on the board. I personally am looking forward to Donna's year when we get the communications with the Interact clubs going again, and we get back more to out of the situation and back into a more normal situation.
Right on. Awesome. Yeah. And so now Serve to Change Lives, moving from Rotary Opens Doors, Rotary Opens Opportunities to, Serve to Change Lives. Hearing what Jim had to say in regards to how his year went and with that theme, what kind of vision do you have now carrying forward and picking up things with the new theme?
I love the theme. It's when I saw it, I thought there couldn't have been a theme that suited, my aspirations and where I thought it would be great to be able to, work with Rotary. And so I'm really excited about the theme. I think Rotary is all about service. And I'm happy that things are opening up so people can, people have really worked. I've been really impressed with the way clubs think about how they can provide service. And that's going to open up even more. And one of the RI International initiatives is Rotary Days of Service. And it's a really interesting initiative around service and including people beyond Rotary intentionally in service as a way to help people experience what Rotary does rather than just listen to people talk about what Rotary does. So I'm really hoping that clubs will be involved in that it'll be a way to bring back Interact clubs because high school students really like to be involved in doing things, and so I'm excited because I think there's lots of possibilities now.
Good. Well, it's been interesting to see that the pivot to go to virtual and be more connected. One thing that we talk about a lot in Rotary is membership and how we can retain membership and how we can encourage more membership. And these Rotary days that you're talking about, it gets more people, I think, like you said, engaged and interactive on a more focused time frame, as opposed to the big picture. We can all get together on a more focused time and understand what Rotary really is. With last year's theme, how did you feel, Jim, about communicating membership with Rotary and engagement with Rotary? How did you feel with that theme and moving forward? What were some of the things that you were able to do with that messaging?
Well, some of the membership issues really fell back to the presidents. I mean, we had our membership chair, Tyler Savard, that worked hard all year. Jody Swanson, Learning and Development, setting up the programs on learning roles. But the membership issues, it comes right back to the clubs. And some clubs were able to really, really work hard to keep their members. We had, for instance, the Rotary Club of Athabasca, just to name one. President Bernie was phoning up members during the peak times of the pandemic. They had Zoom meetings every week. They worked really, really hard to keep their members engaged.
Yeah.
And, to make it feel that you're still part of a small community with the Rotary Club, right? So the clubs, the presidents really worked hard this last year, and we'll see what happens on just after July the 1st, but hopefully we won't lose too many members. But, at the very beginning of this whole pandemic, some people had to step back because there was so much uncertainty.
Yes.
Now we're coming out of that, and we're getting into better days ahead with Donna, so I fully expect Donna's going to do. People are really looking forward to her year.
Yeah, well, and then with Donna, you're gonna, if things do open up, especially with these Rotary days, people are gonna be able to get together.
Yeah,
people are gonna be able to feel like part of a community again. And I mean, the digital world was great to keep us together and communicating, but it wasn't. You didn't get that sense of community. So now with Serve to Change Lives, what kind of initiatives are you thinking, and what kind of outlook are you feeling for the membership to feel more like community driven and community oriented?
Well, I think membership is the result of everything we do. And I think Jim's right. It starts at the club level, right? And I think that club members can be engaged more, they can connect more. RI has suggested that we continue to think about hybrid options because there are going to really think about being inclusive. There are going to be people, depending on what happens, who aren't going to feel comfortable, and so we want them to have an opportunity to be engaged too. So one of the first initiatives that we want to make sure that all of the clubs have the support they need to offer hybrid meetings.
Yes.
So that people can join in a way that helps them feel the most comfortable. And then I think in terms of initiatives, we have a big run for polio initiative that is going to be sort of a district-wide Rotary Days of Service activity, and it's COVID friendly, if that's a word.
We'll make it a word, yeah.
But and it was started by the Rotary Club of Edmonton Riverview, but the Running Room is sponsoring.
Awesome.
Sponsoring it, and people can do it anywhere in the district. You run, you sign up, you run or walk, and you can bring your kids. This is a great activity where you can invite friends from outside of Rotary. You do it on your own time. Registering is your commitment to run, and then the Running Room will send out your medals after you finish.
Very cool.
Yeah.
and that's the thing is with Rotary being it's such an international organization, and with the digital world and the membership, you can reach out. I mean, and you can get so many people involved and bring people into your community and learn and then exchange. That's the one thing I loved about with the E-Club was just we reach people from Kenya. They join our meetings sometimes from all over the world, Guatemala, Mexico. It's been such a neat thing. So it's awesome to see that there are more. I know opportunities, all the doors were opened, and now we're going to take advantage of those opportunities and use it to change lives. So very, very interesting stuff. I'm going to bring it back to close this out as a couple. I'll leave it over here with Bruce and Donna. What does it mean to have your partner with you, to you guys, working on something together that you know is changing lives around the world? Bruce. I'll look at Bruce. Let's let Bruce answer. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to Donna first. Well, I think our lives have always been committed to creating change in our different career pathways, but sometimes those pathways take us in different directions. I traveled a lot for my career, actually, and we always look for things that we can do together. And so actually this creates one opportunity where we'll definitely be together, traveling, from the Northwest Territories to the Yukon to the Saskatchewan, BC, and all over northern Alberta.
Yeah, you betcha. And what does it mean, to just kind of have that connection to the support? The support is really a big thing between the two of you, right?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about that. I traveled the North on my own for a few years, and so I'm really happy to have Bruce there with me to do it and to see some of the things that I've had a chance to see.
Right.
And, just doing it together, I think will be really fun.
And for tech support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Tech support's the big one, right? Good stuff. And now we're back over to you guys. I mean, now that you're leaving out, you get to spend a little bit more time with your man and maybe travel outside of what the typical Rotary things are. And I know you guys have some ideas on where you want to go here in the next little while. But you're still doing it together and you're still with Rotary together as a couple. And it's super awesome to see. Jocelyn, what does that mean to you to know that you guys as together are changing lives around the world with Rotary?
Well,
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are changing lives.
Yes.
I mean, it's two people that are,
Bryce, absolutely. It's a couple
It is.
initiative.
It is a couple.
I relied on Joss before, during, and I will after.
Yeah.
For her support and guidance and.
Because our journey was a little bit different, we weren't, traveling to do the club visits and stuff. I was more of a sounding board, did a lot of listening. Yeah. Usually I do all the talking. Yeah. Well, I had to do the listening. So
held the camera.
The camera, that's right. Yeah. At the lake,
Yeah. Try and de-stress sometimes and that type of thing.
Yeah.
So our journey was different, but it was still a memorable journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we are planning a trip after all this. When things open up, we have a trip planned for next May. We're going to do Britain, Ireland, and Scotland for a month. So we're looking forward to that. Because, it'll be nice to reconnect again.
Yes.
Because, we weren't side-by-side driving. He was downstairs in the office doing the visits and, that type of thing. So I had to, find different interests while he was, busy doing that.
And I think that, if anything, what this pandemic did, I mean, Bryce, you're in the E-Club, I'm in the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. So we're used to meeting online. Yeah. What this whole pandemic has done is it's forced all the clubs to try it. And they've tried it for a year and a half. So I think we'll never go back to the old way of only club meetings. I think that we're going to see more hybrid or maybe more openness to trying different, more flexibility in clubs or trying different things. Yeah. So if there's a silver lining to this pandemic, I think it's that.
Yeah.
But this whole journey absolutely is, you can't do it without support from your better half.
Yeah, you betcha. Good stuff, right on. So Jim, now with your year coming to an end and Donna, you coming in, it's an exciting time. And so we wish you all the best. And Donna, I believe you have some parting gifts.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
We'll get those brought in there.
Bryce. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. These are absolutely
very much.
beautiful. Thank you, Donna and Bruce.
Well, that is for both of you on behalf of the district, just to say thank you for all the time and the commitment you have to Rotary and to all of us in the district. We're very, very appreciative and wishing you a relaxing summer.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, Donna, and wishing you a really, really good year ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to have a fantastic year. I'm really looking forward to your year. A lot of people are. I've worked with Donna for the last 3 years, I guess. And quite often we meet on a daily basis, and she is a true leader, and she's going to be fantastic as district governor.
I think we can officially say that this changeover has happened.
Thank you.
Good stuff, right on. Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Himalayan Life's mission is to protect, nurture, and educate by providing comprehensive care to street children, abandoned children, slave children, and other socioeconomically disadvantaged children. They also touch the lives of a wide range of regular children through meaningful school and community-based programs. Please visit their website to learn more about the program, and you might also consider donating to the disaster fund for the recent flash flood in the Yangri Valley. RECO is proud to be a sponsor of this program.
Hi, everyone. This is Sharon Blaker. I'm the chair of the membership committee of RECO. And I just like to say it's been a wonderful year for us, and like to congratulate Jim on his year as district governor. And welcome to Donna.
David and Cochran, and congratulations, Jim, on a terrific year. You did a great job representing our club.
I'd like to thank Jim for stepping forward as district governor. It's been a good year despite all the challenges we've had. And I believe we can be very proud of our club with our new satellite club. And I'm wishing Donna success in her year as district governor.
Welcome back to our fourth from the group at the coffee chat on Thursday morning. We missed you. We have seen you often, but it is an opportunity to have you more active with us. I will say that I remember when I nominated you in Edmonton, and that was on behalf of the club and of Peter Denoy. That was an event, and maybe you wouldn't have been able to be DG without that. Anyway, I will thank you very much for what you did for the district.
Hi, Jim. I'm Angel from Majadahonda. Thank you for all the work you've done for the district. And I don't want to let pass this occasion without expressing the quality that I admire the most about you. Usually, the governors, the new members have a tendency to look at them as someone which is very distant. You know, your warmth and closeness is impressive. You make all new members very welcome, and I appreciate very much that one and what you've done for the district. Thank you, Jim.
Not many high school students can say they released 3 original singles, was a Rising Star nominee at the Edmonton Music Awards last year, packed a venue for the release of their EP, co-written songs with Juno-nominated artist Nuella Charles, shared the stage with artists like Doc Walker and Shane Yellowbird, launched a successful after-school music program, and shared their voice with a variety of charity events and fundraisers, all while being an honors student finishing up her last year of high school. Abby Kropp released her debut single, Home, in May of 2018, and her spark grew into a flame for all to see. People were starting to take notice. Building on the success of her debut single, Abby K followed up with the release of Better on My Own, which reached number 8 on iTunes' top-selling singer-songwriter singles chart. Better on My Own, followed by a hard-hitting pop song entitled Sounds Promising, both caught the attention of radio, securing feature spins on radio stations in Alberta, BC, and Ontario. Abby is anxious to take on what's next and continue to reach and entertain new audiences as she continues to write, record, and take the stage with her band. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Abby K.
This is my next song. It's my own original, and it's called Sounds Promising. You know full well, I can see it in your eyes. For once this feels right, and I want it. And you're taking it slow, but I'm falling so fast. There's no taking it back. When I wanna fall in 6 feet under, we're going down. But when we free fall, reach the bottom, you come around. Tell me what's on your mind, 'cause I don't know lately. You should be calling me up, got my heart aching. Maybe I'm thinking way too much. Maybe you're right to hold this up for now. It sounds promising. Sounds promising, sounds promising. You know full well we got nothing to prove, not a damn thing to lose. So just say it. No more taking it slow, no more holding us back. You gotta keep this thing on track, 'cause I wanna fall in 6 feet under, we're going down, but when we free fall, reach the bottom, you come around. Tell me what's on my mind, 'cause I know lately you should be calling me up, got my heart aching. Maybe I'm thinking way too much. Maybe you're right to hold this up for now. It sounds promising. Sounds promising. Sounds promising. I can see it in your eyes. I can see through your mind. Always question if you're thinking of mine. But how could you be if you're hiding from me? Come around, round, 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 round. Oh, tell me what's on your mind, 'cause I don't know lately you should be calling me up, got my heart aching. Maybe I'm thinking way too much. Maybe you're right to hold this up for now. Sounds promising. Tell me what's on your mind, 'cause I don't know lately you should be calling me up, got my heart aching. Maybe I'm thinking way too much. Maybe you're right to hold this up for now. It sounds promising. Thank you.
Dear District Governor Jim, this is Laura from SECO. I'm sending you my warmest regards from Berlin, Germany. Thank you so much for your support and your guidance through the past year.
Hello, District Governor Jim. This is Fabiana from Brazil and President-elect of SECO. Thank you so much for all your support and for doing a great job during this past year.
Hi, District Governor Jim Ferguson. This is Andrew Evans from sunny Edmonton, Alberta. And on behalf of SECO, the new satellite club for global professionals, I would like to say thank you for your dedication and your leadership this past year. But beyond that, I would also like to thank you for your inspiration, especially the words that you spoke during our chartering event just a few short weeks ago. You've given us an aspirational challenge as upcoming leaders who are striving to make an impact and change on an international scale. And I have no doubt that your support and your words will resonate for years to come. As we continue to plan and execute projects both locally and abroad, we hope that you'll stay in touch. We'd love to be able to give you updates as we go along, and we'd also love to continue to learn from your experiences. So again, from all of us at SECO and all across the world, we want to say thank you for everything that you've done this year.
Hello, my name is Keith Evans. I'm coming to you from my office in London, England. I am the incoming president, i.e. president-elect of RICO for this year, and looking forward to very shortly becoming president of the club for the next Rotary year. First and foremost, I want to thank Jim for a wonderful year for the district. He, I believe, was likely to be the first member of an E-Club to have served as a district governor. And we at RECO are very pleased and happy with the success of his year in what has been a very challenging year. It looks as if actually being an E-Club might have been, or being from an E-Club might have been an advantage to him in terms of a year where much of Rotary was done online. I also want to welcome Donna to her year as district governor. As president of the club next year, I am looking forward to working with her and her team in making the year a success. I think the fact that we have done this changeover and the fact that Jim has very successfully served as district governor from an E-Club just goes to show that the RECO motto is one which is good. Our motto is Rotary on demand, when you want, where you want. Finally, I'd like to thank everybody for attending the changeover session that we have put on today, and hope everybody has had a good time. Take care.
On behalf of the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, it was our pleasure to host the District Governor Changeover event. Thank you, Jim, for a great year, and now you can take a short break. But we expect to see you at the coffee chat next week. Donna, we wish you a successful year as District Governor. Special thanks to Bryce Lambert of Kiwi Productions in Edmonton. Bryce is also a RECO member and president-elect for the upcoming Rotary year. Thank you, Bryce. Great job. And most of all, thank you to all of the Rotarians who attended today. Your support is most appreciated.
I want to thank the district very much for presenting me with this plaque.
And also for this amazing bouquet of flowers. The fragrance is just awesome and the colors are amazing. Thank you so much, District 5370.